Hi friends! Today we are going to read one of my all-time favorites. This is The Man in the Moon by William Joyce, and he both wrote and illustrated this one. He is an amazing artist, so I'll be showing you all of the pictures up close. This is one of my favorites. If you've been one of my students or if you are currently my student, we have read this one in class. I like to use it just because it's beautiful and it lets you really use your imagination. So let's read this one together. It's really long, so we're going to split it into 2 videos. So this will be part 1 and we'll do part 2 on Thursday. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. This is The Man in the Moon by William Joyce. Every page, even the inside cover, is beautiful. He really put detail into every illustration, and I love it. So this is The Man in the Moon by William Joyce. Look, there's a face in the moon. And it was a big full moon over my house last night, so maybe tonight you can go and look and see if you can see a face in the moon. The man in the moon. Let's see. Let's read his story and find out. Of course you know the guardians of childhood. You've known them since before you can remember, and you'll know them till your memories are like twilight. Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, the Sandman, the Easter Bunny, and others. But the very first one was the Man in the Moon. Many once upon a times ago, the Man in the Moon began his journey. It was during the Golden Age, a glorious time of hope and happiness and dreams that can come true. So there he is, our Man in the Moon. And he lived once upon a time, a long time ago. There he is with his mom and dad when he was a little baby. And they are on their ship. We'll learn more about it here. As a baby, the Man in the Moon had everything a child could need. His father showed him the wonders of the heavens through his telescope, while the Moonbot crew whistled a jolly toot-toot to every passing ship. By the light of the giant glowworms, his mother read to him from her primer of planets, as the moon mice hushed one another so that they could listen too. And he had a devoted little friend named Nightlight to watch over him. Together they all sailed from one peaceful planet to another in their beautiful ship, the Moon Clipper. So there's Nightlight, there's his friend, his protector, and Mom and Dad on their beautiful ship. So they like to float through space and explore. And there is their beautiful ship. Those are its sails. And I see, it seems to pull in on itself until, oh, look, it looks like a moon. Well, that's how it got its name. Got it. At night, the Moon Clipper was designed to turn into a moon. So Nightlight called the baby the Little Man in the Moon, or Mim for short. So all of those beautiful sails pull in until pop, the last one is all gone. And it looks like a moon. Nightlight never slept, and every night he sprinkled dream sand over Mim and sang him a lullaby. Nightlight, bright light, sweet dreams I bestow. Sleep tight all night, forever I will glow. And as long as Nightlight watched over Mim, he was safe from nightmares. So there he is in his crib. Nightlight's watching over him, making sure that he's safe, having sweet dreams. Mom and Dad are tucking him in and saying goodnight. And he's having sweet dreams. Oh no. What is that? Let's find out. But darkness came to the Golden Age. It came in the shifting shape of Pitch, the king of nightmares. He had heard of a boy who had never had a nightmare, and this he could not abide. He vowed to make that boy his own, a prince of nightmares. In search of Mim, Pitch sailed in his nightmare galleon on waves of fear, plundering planets, extinguishing stars, and scuttling every airship that crossed his path. So this is Pitch, and he wants to kidnap Mim. He wants to take him and make him his own. Since he's the king of nightmares, he wants to make Mim the prince of nightmares. And he flies in his evil nightmare galleon. Ooh, it's so scary looking. Always good to have a good bad guy. Mim's parents knew of the perfect place to hide. An uncharted little blue and green planet in a distant galaxy. An uncharted blue and green planet. What does that look like to you? Looks pretty familiar. Oh, it's Earth. You're right. They're going to hide around Earth. It was called Earth, and it had no moon. The moon clipper glided in deepest silence, speeding away from Pitch's darkness. But suddenly, out of the gloom, the nightmare galleon appeared, so close Mim could see Pitch standing on the bow. "Toot toot?" asked the baby. "Where is that oh-so innocent child who has never had a nightmare?" Pitch demanded, glaring at Mim. Then he signaled the attack. So Mom and Dad think that they can hide. They think that they're safe. But Pitch has other plans. Here we go. Here's the big battle scene. Oh no. Mim's parents commanded Nightlight to take the baby to a hidden nursery deep in the darkest tunnels of the ship. "But first, you must kneel and take this oath," they said. Their voices rang out through the smoldering smoke and flame of the battle. "Watch over our child. Guide him safely from the ways of harm. Keep happy his heart, brave his soul, and rosy his cheeks. Guard with your life his hopes and dreams, for he is all that we have, all that we are, and all that we ever will be." The battle rocked the moon clipper as Nightlight rushed Mim to safety. Seeing a tear on the frightened child's cheek, he took it and held it close to his heart. Fiercely, he repeated his oath. Then he felt a searing pain. When he opened his hand, the tear had changed into a brilliant diamond as sharp as a dagger. "Remember me in dreams," he whispered to Mim as he flickered away to face Pitch. So Mom and Dad are having a big battle with Pitch. They're trying to protect their son. They're trying to stop this bad guy. Nightlight takes him down into the ship, puts him in his crib, and he takes this diamond dagger. And he says, "Okay, I'm going to go stop this. I know what to do." Uh-oh, what's going to happen? The galaxies had never known such a battle. Mim's parents and their crew fought valiantly, but they were overwhelmed at last. Mim's parents were captured, and all seemed lost. Nightlight knew what he must do. Whatever the cost, Mim must not become the Prince of Nightmares. And with the diamond dagger held aloft, Nightlight flew bravely forward. He aimed the weapon at Pitch's heart. There was a blinding flash and a great explosion. So here's the battle. Pitch thinks that he's won. He's captured Mom and Dad. He thinks he's got them on the ropes when Nightlight comes to save the day. He takes off. He uses that dagger on Pitch, and there's a blinding explosion. Oh, it's so bright. When all was still, Mim crawled up to the surface. "Toot toot," he whispered. His parents didn't answer. He looked around him. Pitch and his galleon had vanished. The beautiful hull of the moon clipper had been blasted away. It was now just a moon and would never sail again. Toot! He called once more and listened. Again, no answer came. Finally, he looked up at the sky. He saw a group of new stars shimmering above him. He stared at them until he was sure. His mother and father were there, far away, but still there. So here he is on what's left of the moon clipper. Now it's just a plain moon. And you can see Mom and Dad, now they're a shape in the stars. That's called a constellation. And they're watching over him. So he's all alone. He's safe. Nightlight defeated Pitch. But he's all alone. But what of the noble Nightlight? The baby glimpsed a shooting star, as bright as dream sand as it fell to earth. Slowly, the remaining moonbots, moon mice, and giant glowworms surrounded Mim. The only words he knew were toot toot, so he said them over and over again. Gently, they lifted Mim up and carried him into the tunnels of the moon. The baby looked up at the sky and waved, gazing longingly at his parents' constellation. Now he truly was Mim, the little man in the moon. So there are some of the moon bots. William Joyce always adds robots to all of his books. There's the glowworm and some of the moon bots. They're taking him back in. And he's going to have to learn how to be alone. But it turns out okay. Mim's new life had many comforts. Every night, one of the lunar moths would circle the moon with Mim on its soft, woolly back. He'd stay awake long enough to see his parents' constellation. Then he'd sleep and dream of Nightlight and their golden age. So there he is floating on the back of a lunar moth, being rocked to sleep. And he dreams of his friend Nightlight. He's going to grow up to have some fun on the moon. Then he's going to discover something special. So you'll have to come back for part 2, and we will keep reading right as he learns how to play on the moon, and we will learn more about how he helps the children of Earth, what the man in the moon does to protect us children. So I want you to be thinking about what you think he's going to discover and how is he going to help the kids of Earth. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hate to leave it on kind of a downer note, but I promise it gets better. It gets really fun in part 2. So come back and see us for part 2, and I hope that you're having a great week. I hope you're reading really great books, and I will see you soon. Bye, friends.